What we do here is go back.
What up, Reddit? It's Kendrick Lamar. I'm gay. Hey, paisanos, and welcome back to Internet Idiocracy, the show where we critique and make fun of the dumbest shit from all corners of the internet. I'm your host, MattCMG, and today let's talk about Twitch. As I'm sure you all know, Twitch.tv is the prime place for live streaming content. What started as a site for hardcore epic MLG gamers to stream their gameplay has evolved into an all-encompassing streaming platform where people can stream anything from games to art to walking around their city and everything in between, which alongside the many features that the site has to promote viewer interaction made Twitch the site to live stream to, or at least it used to be. While I do think that Twitch is the best streaming platform in terms of raw features, that's about all it has going for it. Over the past few years, Twitch has become arguably the worst streaming platform, due in large part to the culture of the site and the internet at large. It has become a punching bag for people to make fun of, and it's kind of hard to blame them since they make it way too fucking easy. From its shitty TOS, the inability to be discovered on site, the blatant double standards for the top streamers, and a slew of other various consumer practices, it's no wonder that Twitch's reputation among the general public has gone through the floor. Right in the fucking dirt, right in the fucking turlet hole, right in the pooper, in the shitter. The cummer. Hey guys, I'm the cummer. Today we'll be taking a look at what I perceive to be every major problem that plagues Twitch today, and explaining why the platform sucks balls, and offering a few solutions on how to fix it. Ready those Prime subs and smash that motherfucking like button, or I'll put my foot through your fucking head and step on it until it's nothing but blood and pulp on the fucking pavement! And let's get into it. Shouts out Vegan Gains. He's real for that.
Where's my ham? I put it right here!
Twitch has a lot of big problems, and in comparison to what we're about to get into, I think this first one is pretty small, but I think it's rather important to talk about. Now, despite what you might think, I'm no content creation expert, but when you're creating a platform that thrives off of user-generated content, the first thing you should probably do is think of a way for people to actually discover that content. As any how to become a content creator guru grifter piece of shit will tell you, Twitch has a massive problem with discoverability. If you are a brand new streamer on the platform, there is literally no way for you to get noticed and gain a following on the site. There are thousands of people streaming to Twitch at any given time, and the vast majority of them are schmucks with like 3 viewers, 2 of which are themselves in a different tab. I just described myself. I'm not a good streamer, by the way. Anyways, a lot of these like streamer guru fucks will try to like feed you strategies to circumvent all of this, none of which are that effective because they willfully ignore elements of how the platform works. One such example that I've seen is to find a game with a high number of viewers but a low number of people streaming it so that when the streamer with the highest viewers ends their stream, everybody will go over to your stream. This is shitty advice for 2 reasons. One, assuming this did actually work, these aren't the kinds of people you want on your stream. Building a fan base off of one particular thing not only pigeonholes you into that certain thing to keep your viewers, but also breeds the shallowest form of viewership since 99% of the people are not there for you, they're there for the game that you're playing. This is why Ninja, Tyler Blevins, and a bunch of these other Fortnite guys continue to play Fortnite every single day when many of them have gone on record saying that they don't even like the game anymore. When these people try to play other games, their toddler fan base doesn't care because they just want to see Fortnite.
We like Fortnite! We like Fortnite! We like Fortnite! We like Fortnite!
And reason 2, Twitch is already oversaturated. Not one single person has ever finished watching a Twitch stream from a popular streamer and then went off to find some peon with 1 viewer playing the same game. You know, if they're focused on the game, they're just gonna go to the next highest viewed streamer, and if they're focused on the personality, they're gonna just go watch another already popular streamer. With how oversaturated the site is now, the average person starting out stands absolutely 0 chance of making it big. Compare this to YouTube, TikTok, or really any other social media platform where anybody can make it big if they do it correctly, and it makes Twitch look kinda shitty. The other thing that a lot of these like streamer guru guys preach is about making content for other platforms. You know, like making stream highlight videos or TikToks out of your stream in order to funnel people to go to the actual live content. This makes perfect sense, logistically speaking, but here's the thing. I shouldn't have to do this. The fact that being discovered on Twitch is almost entirely dependent on having a pre-established audience from a different platform does not a good look for Twitch. You know, a lot of these features like making stream highlights or, you know, shareable vertical clips are built directly into Twitch, but with zero reason to use them. The only reason anybody would actually use their vertical clips feature is to make shorts for YouTube or TikTok, and if that's their intention, then they're better off just downloading the VOD and editing it themselves. You know, if you're gonna have these features that create shareable things to boost your audience, have a way to actually use that on the platform itself. You know, if Twitch had something similar to like YouTube Shorts built directly into the mobile app for viewers to have their clips recommended to them with a button that links back to their channel, then this would be completely justified and discoverability wouldn't be as much of a problem. Except this isn't a thing, it's kinda too late to make it a thing since TikTok already exists. And even if it were a thing, nobody is opening up the Twitch app to watch clips, they're opening it to watch streams. But MattCMG, what about the front page of Twitch? They promote all of the small streamers for the audience to recommend you pussy. Well, I do suppose that is true, but are you really looking for something to watch on the front page? I don't know about you guys, but when I go on Twitch with intent. Even if you are, the recommended channels they promote are by no means small streamers, with the lowest that I've seen being in the high hundreds, which sure is small in comparison to the top streamers, but that's still a lot of fucking people, you know? If you really want to promote small streamers, promote people with like, you know, 10 viewers or something like that, and give them a fair shot instead of letting the proverbial rich get richer. That all being said, there is one way to get noticed on Twitch without needing to do all of this external bullshit, and to learn about this, we need to take a look back and get a little bit meta. Transition there.
It's like last night when you grabbed your wiener and you started jacking off, you looked at it and you were like, I'm jacking off, and you screamed really loud and everyone in the house heard you. That was meta.
How?
I'm just kidding, that's not meta. That's just gay.
There's the definition, you're more.
Now I may be showing my gamer skills here, a little gaming moments, fucking MLG, epic Dorito skills, but in competitive gaming, there's a little thing called the metagame. It is essentially the theory behind how to be good at said game, otherwise known as the meta. Social media could be defined as a game in its own right, hence why social media platforms have their own metas as well. Over the years, the Twitch meta has gone through a few eras, if you will, in which there will be some new trend usually started by a large streamer that is then emulated by smaller streamers to reach viewers. Once enough people start doing this trend, it becomes oversaturated and annoying and people stop caring, only for a new meta to take its place. Now I'm not saying that it's a bad thing that trends happen and that people ride the wave, right? It happens on pretty much every platform, and it's kind of the nature of the internet, right? The problem with Twitch and its constantly changing meta is that it's often comprised of stuff that is either the lowest form of content imaginable or is inherently predatory in nature, often with the intent to push the limits of what TOS allows. It's kind of unclear what the first Twitch meta was. Some think that it was the creation of the just chatting category, allowing non-gamers to infiltrate the gaming-centric site. Others think that it was CSGO gambling streams involving large sums of money and dumb knife skins, and maybe some third thing, I don't fucking know. What I do know is that the first time these metas got out of hand was in 2021, with the rise of the hot tub meta.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
While e-girls were always somewhat prevalent on Twitch, there was a bit of a boom around 2020 with the pandemic. Everybody was stuck inside and turned to streamers for their social interaction, which is how creators like Amaranth really came into the public eye. A lot of these ladies pulled viewers simply by being attractive, even if that wasn't their intention, but Amaranth took advantage of this and decided to push the bar. In 2021, she began streaming to the just chatting category while wearing a bikini and sitting in an inflatable pool, which was obviously meant to entice young horny dudes to click on her stream. That shit worked, and soon almost every female streamer began copying this, and thus the hot tub meta was born. This became a big point of discussion for a while, where many felt that these women were intentionally using their bodies to cheat the system, which was clearly against TOS. Twitch responded to this by giving hot tub streams their own category and placing a few restrictions on them. The hot tub meta soon became oversaturated as well, which led to the ASMR meta, which is exactly what it sounds like. Streamers, mostly female, would talk into these super expensive microphones in very sensual tones as ASMR, and they eventually got a bit outlandish, you know what I mean? Like this, what is this horse shit? Like literally horse shit. She's dressed as a horse. What the fuck is this? This was a clear evolution of the hot tub streams where these women started getting more and more scantily clad with a lot of obvious fetish bait, and let's be honest, Dudes beat off to ASMR. Like, watch any of these ASMR streams and tell me they aren't inherently sexual. While somewhat less egregious than the hot tub stuff in my opinion, this resulted in the creation of the ASMR category. But that's enough about titties. Gayest sentence I've ever said. Let's discuss another example, reaction content, aka the TV meta. This meta entailed streamers watching full movies and TV shows on their streams and adding little to no additional content to make it transformative. Like I talked about in a previous episode of Internet Idiocracy, reaction streamers are the bottom of the barrel when it comes to live content. You know, dudes like Hassan, XQC, and a bunch of others in that big content creator streamer sphere are all unabashed content thieves, frequently breaking copyright law, but are still somehow the biggest streamers on the site and are still allowed on the platform. It was a fucking epidemic, and while they have been cracking down on it over the years, this did not stop Twitch from implementing the watch party category, which is basically this just sanctioned by them. I think this demonstrates a clear pattern. Streamers have any content idea that might be against the rules, they do it anyways to see how far they can go. Twitch tries to stop it, but enough people are doing it that they see that there's a market for it, so they ultimately cave and give it its own category, with a few caveats optionally added. Overall, the fact that these different metas can influence the trajectory of the platform is pretty crazy, but at the same time, the fact that Twitch staff caves so easily whenever shit like this happens, instead of enforcing their pre-existing rules, is where things get fucky. Like, what is the point of having rules if you either don't enforce them or decide to change them on a whim? On a whim, a whill of the wisp. I'm doing a whill of the wisp.
Thoughts over here, thoughts over there. Thoughts running around like it's a fucking fair. We gotta get rid of all the fucking thoughts. They're running around trying to give us the top.
Without a doubt, the biggest criticism of Twitch from pretty much everybody is their inconsistent moderation of their terms of service. It seems that TOS is just a suggestion sometimes, where some of the top streamers will blatantly break the rules and are met with a slap on the wrist, meanwhile other streamers are permanently banned for minor infractions. There are numerous examples of this from all corners of the site. Gideon was permanently banned for raiding Pokemon's chat with L+ ratio, which is such an inoffensive statement that it was clear that there was some kind of bias behind it. Ice Poseidon was permanently banned for being the victim of a swatting, which makes no fucking sense. And we still, to this day, have not been given a reason as to why Dr. Disrespect was banned. But this doesn't apply to just the dudes. There have been female streamers that were permanently banned for clearly accidental wardrobe malfunctions, which is a bit of an overreaction. Other women have been banned for simply wearing semi-revealing clothing. Meanwhile, a girl can intentionally spread her asshole on camera and only get a 3-day ban. Sounds fine to me. Sounds fair to me. But buckle up, deputy. Because we're on Thot Patrol today. If you have been on social media in the past few months, chances are you've seen clips or screenshots that look like this. For the visually impaired or the people who tabbed out, these are clips of female streamers being promoted on the front page of Twitch with their big fat fucking tits hanging out. They're honkin' melons. They're mommy milkers. They're giant jugs. Big old boobies. As a straight man, I know, hard to believe, I'm a big fan of big titties, right? I love me a fat tit, you know what I'm talking about? That being said, why is this on Twitch? I clicked on Twitch to see some epic gamists hitting trick shots and gritties. Why does it feel like I'm on Chatterbait looking at fat titties?
That's called motherfucking bars, nigga!
To get serious for a minute though, the concept of half-nude women using their bodies for views and prime subs is nothing new for Twitch, right? It started with the just chatting streamers who just sat there and looked pretty, then it evolved into the hot tub stuff, and now this where they're basically just straight up naked, also known as the topless meta. Like, look at this. This is everything short of an areola. Like, how the fuck is this allowed? I'm surprised. I don't even know if I can allow this on YouTube straight up. It's fucking absurd. Now listen, right? I am all for pushing the limits of what is and is not allowed on these platforms, but when there isn't even a question that it should not be allowed whatsoever, yet it still persists, then you kind of know that they aren't really pushing the limits anymore, right? The topless meta is almost entirely predicated on the idea that they know they can get away with it, so what limits are they really pushing here, you know? You know, there's pushing the limit, and then there's whatever this is.
Thank you for the tier 3. Thank you.
But here's the deal though, right? I'm pro sex work, I am pro women showing off their bodies. That stuff is fine in my book, right? What's not fine in my book is doing this stuff on what should be a family-friendly platform. Well, family-friendly is not necessarily the best term to use, but, you know, you get the idea, right? It's kind of like YouTube, where it's a site where there's, you know, there's no extreme violence, no death, no fucking gore, no titties, no nudity, nothing like that, right? But like, because like, honestly, the fact that so many kids go on Twitch, it really makes me concerned, because I'm pretty sure they're corrupting the fucking youth. You guys want to talk about big titties? Well, I'm thinking of the children. Pause. Many of the streamers doing this topless meta are already sex workers, right? You know, they do OnlyFans, regular porn, what have you, right? And again, that's fine as long as they contain that side of their online presence to platforms dedicated to that content. What's not okay is this, where they're going live on a platform that has a very large child audience and drawing them in with sexual content and then funneling those young viewers to their OnlyFans or whatever the hell else. Like, you want to talk about grooming? This is fucking grooming, or at the very least, it's borderline. These porn star e-whores have zero fucking right to encroach on a platform that is not catered to their brand of content, use the platform like it is catered to them, all while pretending that their porn careers aren't already paying them with their already massive viewer bases. Like, you see this bitch Morgue Pie? I have seen this bitch guzzle the soul out of dudes on videos with millions of views. I mean, I don't know how Pornhub pays their creators. I assume it's through ad revenue, but at what point is 35 million views not enough? And don't get me wrong, I do think that these people should be allowed to stream on Twitch, but there needs to be that content separation as well as some kind of age gate if they're gonna do this kind of thing. And even then, they shouldn't be doing it in the first place. But MattCMG, if they want to say the tatties, they will look them up on their own. Porn very easy to find on the internet. I look up Bob and Vagine. I think this argument of like the kids are gonna find that stuff anyways kind of falls flat because the whole point of parenting is monitoring your kids' browsing history to make sure they're not looking up porn or any other fucked up material for that matter. You know, if they can't be safe from seeing adult content on the gaming live streaming site, then where is safe? You know, I miss the days where I had to actively look up porn to see it, right? Like, sure, kids are gonna seek this stuff out anyways, but that doesn't make it okay for them to be seeing it and for it to be so readily available, especially since kids shouldn't even be on the internet to begin with. Children shouldn't be on the internet, but since they are, we kind of got to take that into account. No, I'm not saying we need to babyify the internet, but take them into account at the very least. There's also this argument that a lot of artists have been making, which is that it's actually good for them to be showing nudity because they use that stuff for like anatomy and for reference images, right? Now, I can understand that, but how hard is it to just have that stuff pulled up on a different monitor or set your stream up in a way so that the audience can't actually see your nude reference images, right? It's not that fucking hard. There's your compromise. Now, I've seen a lot of people saying that the solution to this problem would be for Twitch to simply just start a separate platform explicitly for sexual content of this nature, but honestly, I don't think that's a great idea. You're essentially asking a family-friendly brand to put their name on a cam girl site, which is a pretty bad business move since most of Twitch's viewer base is, again, children. But okay, right, they don't have to call it like Twitch cams or whatever the fuck. You know, they could just make it its own thing that's still kind of moderated by Twitch, right? Well, that doesn't really work either. I mean, you gotta remember, Twitch is owned by Amazon, and while they certainly do have the Bezos bucks to fund a site like this, I don't think that a publicly traded company like Amazon wants to be associated with porn. And if this stuff is allowed on Twitch, what advertisers are gonna want to put their ads on it? You think Pepsi or Totino's wants to put their ads on softcore porn? I doubt it. Take your swing. And on top of all of that, there are already cam girl sites for sex workers to stream to. There is no lack of a platform for this type of content, and the only reason they're doing it on Twitch is because it stands out from everything else on the site in comparison to a porn site where they kind of just blend in with the crowd. That being said though, I don't think we should be telling Twitch to find a solution to this type of content, because the solution should be to completely permaban these people outright. They initially started doing this, but only after days of backlash, and then a few days later they backpedaled and changed the rules to now allow artistic nudity, as if that's anything other than softcore porn. If you actually read the new rules, they say, and I quote, deliberately highlighted breasts, buttocks, and pelvic region are now allowed on the site, as well as straight up full frontal nudity for artists, meaning that you can intentionally show off your cleavage like they've already been doing, and can stream yourself drawing actual hentai.
It's called hentai, and I'm gay.
The fact that Twitch folds so fucking easily to these people, and in fact goes even further than they needed to, is downright pathetic. In fairness to Twitch, you won't be finding any of this kind of stuff on the homepage, but there are virtually no content warnings when you click on a category. So if little Timmy wanted to go see some art streams, he's gonna see a whole lot of tit. Like I've been saying, this content should not be allowed on Twitch, but if you are going to allow it, it needs to be far more heavily age-gated. Twitch does require you to put a label on your stream to signify that it does contain sexual content, which isn't really enough since I can just click show me that content anyways, and it'll just let you in with no further questions. Failure to add this label will just give you a warning, they'll apply the label for you anyways, and you face no negative consequences. What's the fucking point then? YouTube sucks dick in a lot of ways, but at least they have a functional age restriction system, for the most part. My point in spending so much time on this specific example, aside from it being topical, is that it's the clearest example of double standards when it comes to TOS. I don't think that it's inherently a gender thing, though I do think that it does play a factor, but rather it's a matter of Twitch staff playing favorites. And this is not exclusive to just the titty streamers. You know, they'll give a pass to Hassan for committing copyright infringement or showing gruesome war footage, even though those things both go against TOS, just because he's one of their biggest guys. You know, they'll side with Pokimane, saying that she felt harassed by two meaningless words, and then permaban Gideon just because Pokey was their more trusted streamer. And again, most egregiously, after Twitch allowed artistic nudity on the platform, people started streaming straight up porn to the site. Here's a VTuber artist drawing softcore porn of Dragon Ball characters, and here's a guy reacting to it on his stream. Guess which one of them got banned? But even then it's not consistent because this guy isn't even drawing the shit, he's just got 4 different art streams pulled up and it's just raking in 42,000 viewers. Instead of taking direct action against the people who are clearly breaking the rules with this shit, they instead changed the rules and gave them their own category as if that had all solved the issue. It seems like the only time that they dish out bans for this stuff is after the internet at large pressures them to do it. But that is not all, because just as I finished writing the script for this video, a full day after the initial rule change, Twitch reversed their decision and now bans all nudity once again. All's well that ends well, am I right? Wrong. While I do think this is a net positive, Twitch is still dealing out inconsistent bans despite the rules now being very clear. Nudity is now completely banned, but many of the initial perpetrators of this topless meta are still streaming with their tits hanging out, completely unfazed. This guy was permabanned for watching another streamer drawing porn while the nudity rule was still active, which already makes no sense. And on top of that, a popular VTuber who was clearly abusing the nudity rules was given a 1-day ban, meanwhile other artists who were following the rules at the time were given much harsher 3-day bans. Even when Twitch takes the time to clarify their rules, they still can't fucking enforce them properly. That's why they need a content cop like me.
What we do here is go back.
Now, I don't want this to come across as woman bashing, because like I said, there have been women who were unfairly banned as well, but it seems like there's a common denominator in a lot of these cases. I love women, shouts out to women, but y'all are the problem.
The American people are tired of women.
Twitch very clearly has a bias toward their female creators, where they often get away with ban-worthy stuff, while male streamers who do things that are significantly less bad receive way worse punishments. I guarantee you that if a guy was doing the titty streamer thing, where he just had like his dick and balls just out of frame, and you only see like the fucking upper pelvis dick root area, he'd be annihilated from the platform instantly. YouTube allows for educational nudity, but at least they're consistent with it, right? There are just as many breastfeeding videos as there are jelking videos, you know what I mean? But even before Twitch's rule change, a woman could have easily done a bikini stream where everything but her nipples are basically showing, but a dude could not have done a banana hammock stream, you know what I'm saying? I see why people call Twitch the simp platform, because what other explanation is there for this? Dan Clancy really likes his e-girls, what can I say? Dan Clancy's more like man fancy because he's gay. I don't know why I called him gay. Is he gay? He might be gay. I don't know. He could be. He could be gay.
Nigga, you ain't funny. Only lame niggas say that shit.
Alright, let's take this shit off. He do got that shit on though. Ugh, it's fucking hot. Ugh, oh, that's hot. That's hot. Twitch is a big site, and its main draw, of course, are the many popular streamers, many of averaging tens of thousands of live viewers per stream. We've already gone over how Twitch actively tries to protect these streamers even when they blatantly break the rules, but I think the bigger issue is that almost every single one of these people are horrible human beings. The real connecting thread that I want to get across in this video is that not only are big streamers the problem, but they also just kind of suck on top of that. This is the funny roast section of the video where you can giggle and gaggle.
You got anyone you want to call out in the heavyweight division? Oh, you know it, lad. You know that Hassan Piker? I'm coming to...
Hassan Piker has rightfully been criticized to Kingdom Come. Willie Mack did a great series of videos on him that you should totally go watch if you haven't already, but the gist of it is that he is a condescending douchebag who does not practice what he preaches, is terrible at his job as a so-called reporter by letting his personal opinions get in the way of the actual facts, gets irrationally angry when receiving even a modicum of criticism, and again, he steals content. And this is also just like a personal thing, but like he's just fucking annoying. I hate his voice, can't stand it. I want to fucking punch him in his fucking throat. In Minecraft, in Roblox, in RuneScape, Asmongold. More like I'm fucking old. I'm gay. I fucking smeared tooth blood on my fucking wall. XQC is similarly hated for stealing content, but through that whole debacle, he showed his true colors as an affluent douche who thinks of nothing but clout and money, which I think is also representative of a lot of other streamers on the platform. Like, I don't know how you unironically post, look how much money I have from stealing content, and not think that that makes you look like a complete asshole. Plus, he's French. Pokemon is the female streamer on the site with the most notoriety. Not necessarily the biggest, but definitely one of the more well-known. But in case you didn't know that, don't worry, she'll let you know. Anytime she's caught in any kind of controversy, she always deflects to the sexism excuse instead of making an actual rational response. While I do not doubt that sexist shit does get thrown her way, none of her major controversies have ever actually involved that, but she makes it about that anyways, you know what I mean? Additionally, Pokey is entitled. She'll make fun of people and call them broke for not wanting to buy her overpriced cookies.
If you're a broke boy, just say so.
Steals content like these other two assholes, and above all, She's fucking boring. She's just a boring person. She has no personality and just sits there and collects prime subs from dudes with the worst taste in women imaginable. Mid. Yeah, I'm thinking she's mid. Yeah, I'm thinking Arby's. But we're not misogynists here at the MattCMG offices, right? Because, you know, we'll defend women when they make accusations of sexual assault. Can't say the same for MizKiv and his merry band of cunts who covered up a fellow streamer's sexual assault, downplayed it when the story went public, and then ostracized the victim from their community. Real stand-up guy, dude. Yeah, totally. I think MizKiv represents a very specific genre of Twitch streamer where they aren't interesting or funny or entertaining. They're just these, like, basic-ass white frat dudes with no personality, and the only appeal that they have is children seeing the guys with lots of money spend it frivolously gambling, which on its own probably shouldn't be allowed either, but that's a different discussion, I guess. And while being an epic gamer doesn't make you a bad person, the amount of people with thousands of viewers who just sit there and play games without interacting with chat in the slightest is genuinely surprising. Like, yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching Stinky Steve Gaming play Counter-Strike for 3 hours where he says nothing of actual value. Like, if you're not gonna interact with your chat, what's the fucking point? You know what I mean? Now, I'm not exactly the best streamer out there. You know, I'm definitely guilty of getting caught up in the game with my fucking, you know, forehead face cam like a lot of these other assholes do, but at the very least, I'll interact with my fucking chat. You know what I mean? Chat, I'm gay. Chat, I'm gay. Chat, I'm gay. Chat, bulge in my mouth, I'm gay. Bulge in my mouth, I'm gay. If I may paraphrase the pronouns guy, you're boring! You're so fucking boring! Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! That guy's fucking gay. Balls in my mouth, I'm gay. And honestly, I think that being boring and successful is somehow worse than being a piece of shit, because at least being a piece of shit can sometimes be entertaining, right? And obviously, this video is specifically about Twitch, so I'm not even gonna go into like the other platforms like Kick and Rumble with guys like Sneeko or Jack Doherty or just the biggest pieces of shit on the planet. Yeah, maybe one day we'll talk about those assholes, but do I really need to? I think they've been done to death, you know what I mean? My point is, I have very little respect for many of these top streamers, and the fact that Twitch continues to promote them despite their nothing content or genuinely deplorable actions says a lot about what the platform truly values. I think the only one that I even kinda half respect is Moist Critical, honestly. I don't even watch his shit, I think his shit's kinda boring. But at least he's not a scumbag. I guess, as it turns out, being a complete scumfuck bastard is the only way to get popular on Twitch. That's the new meta, being a scumfuck bastard.
Tonight, we fucking take this goddamn website back from these boring shit stains, from these cucks, from these girls that use us. We take it back.
It's the hard cock life for butts. It's the hard cock life for butts. Masturbating, we get dicked. So, those have been, in my opinion, all of the major problems plaguing Twitch today. And while a lot of people are saying that it's a dying site and shit like that, I actually think that they do have a chance at redemption. Because unlike a lot of these other commentary guys, I'm not a hopeless fucking asshole. I still got that Gurren Lagann fucking believe in the penis or whatever the fuck. So this part of the video goes out to you, Dan Clancy, you old geriatric fuck. Here's some advice on how to fix Twitch from a guy with fucking 4 viewers. Firstly, you need to fix the discoverability issue on your platform. You know, make a clip section, promote even smaller streamers than you already do, implement a TikTok-esque algorithm where everybody has the same shot from the jump. The site is currently very biased towards people who already have an established audience, meaning that the rich just get richer in terms of viewers. If you truly believe that it's a place for everybody, then make it a place for everybody, and not just these already established personalities. Secondly, metas are obviously going to arise, but you have to be very selective with which ones you tolerate. You know, stuff like the hot tub streams and reaction stuff should be allowed, but with very heavy caveats that don't make them exploitable. But at the same time, you also shouldn't cave so easily to instantly allow stuff just because it's popular. Put your fucking foot down and ban people when you have to. They always start doing it, but then they always backpedal. A much harsher precedent needs to be set for those who seek to use your platform for things that it isn't meant for, like the titty streamers funneling unsuspecting people to their porn. In that same vein, and I really hate to be the chud in this situation, but sexual content just should not be allowed on the site. These new guidelines are still super vague, and the fact that it came so soon after the backlash and only appeals to the people doing it should say a lot about how much of a misstep this really is. There needs to be a much stricter set of ground rules. No nudity, no intentionally using your body for views, none of that shit. Anybody who does this should be permabanned. And again, since they changed the rules to now allow no intentional nudity, people are still doing it, so what the fuck are you really doing? If you are going to allow it, it should be heavily age-gated, but it honestly shouldn't even be on the platform to begin with. And to prevent unfair bans, there needs just be a more objective group of people looking at this stuff, because clearly whoever's doing it now isn't exactly impartial. Whoever is making these decisions is heavily biased, and we need people to look at shit objectively. I know y'all don't exactly have a great track record with community councils and shit like that, but the needs of the whole community need to be heard, not just the deer girls of the world. Twitch deer girl is getting her epic scritches. Gaming style. But that has been all of the major reasons for why Twitch sucks, and it's a large part of why I've stopped using the site. I've never been much of a stream viewer, but when I do find myself tuning into somebody's stream, it's usually on YouTube, since that's where I already am anyways. It's where I get most of my entertainment anyways. And I know that this probably means nothing from some schmuck who hits 5 viewers max on a good day, but I am officially leaving Twitch. There is no reason for me to stream there, since none of my YouTube viewers are funneling over, and since people can't grow on the platform itself, then what's really the fucking point? Like, sure, Twitch has Prime subs and hype trains and all that fancy shit that all the other sites don't have, but it sucks balls in almost every other regard. Whatever, man, I'm done with this shit. Fuck Twitch, fuck Thot, fuck Dan Clancy, fuck Tom Clancy, fuck Clancy Brown, actually that guy's pretty cool, fuck every top streamer, and fuck Twitch again. I know it's a completely negligible loss, but I will not be returning to your platform until you fix your shit, and I implore other streamers to do the same. Suck my dick and choke on it, I yield my time, fuck you. Like, comment, Patreon, subscribe, all that shit. I've been MattCMG, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
All you motherfuckers keep talking about the PlayStation event. What makes them interesting? You do.
We don't need to look at boobs. We can look at people for who they are. Me, Greek God X. I will represent all men in the chat. And I will not look at a single boob. And I will not look at a single butt in this video. Let's go.
Let's get some pussy tonight.